Hey guys, be sure to check out the Mortar Pod, our weekly video podcast, and also check out the tutorial video for my board game, Travelers of Storia. Hey everybody, Alex from SeemsGoodMagic.com, and we're doing another Swiss M15 draft. We got Scuttling Doom Engine, who's a really strong opening pick since he leaves us open, and he's a powerful finisher, for sure. There's also a Gather Courage in here, Raise the Alarm, Swiftclaw, Servant, pretty decent cards there. Raise the Alarm's a great one. One of the better commons probably in the entire format. But yeah, Doom Engine, taking that, feeling good about that. Follow-up pick. Well, we can take the actual strongest card, which kind of looks like Living Totem. Selfless Cathar is a card I like a lot, but Living Totem's got a little bit more functionality and synergies with other cards. Midnight Guard, Child of Night are both good, but I don't know, I like Totem. I think it looks pretty good here. Okay, so now there's Inferno Fist as well as Borderland Marauder. So I think I'm going to take the Fist because I really like that card a lot. Good removal. And we are passing a Marauder, which kind of sucks because it's so good in red, but I don't think it's a big deal. Inferno Fist seems fine. Not married to green-red yet, just sort of picking up the big cards in packs at the moment and trying to decide what the best direction is. Well, Sunblade Elf is very strong. It's a very strong card. Charging Rhino, Netcaster, Spider, Raise the Alarm again. That's tough. I mean, Sunblade Elf's got to be the strongest. Netcaster, Spider, if we're in green, you know, for sure, is also very good, but I think I just got to take the Elf here. It's early enough. That card's just really strong. I mean, it kind of sucks because we're passing Raise the Alarms, which are super powerful with Sunblade, but it's hard to deny Sunblade Elf, ever, really. It's just such a good card. Alright, well, good white and green cards passed here, which is nice. I think we're just going to take the Spider, kind of get us a little bit deeper into green, and worst case if white dries up, we can just splash Sunblade Elf, which we've picked it up early enough where that can happen. We might just end up green-white too. I don't know if red's going to stay open or if it's not open at all. We just don't know yet, but Spider is always a very good card, and I feel more comfortable taking the green card than taking the removal in white. Okay, good white pickup here, so let's take the Swiftclaw. It's a great 2-drop, and it's going to help us get a little bit deeper into this green-white plan with the Sunblade Elf. I think I like that. Alright, more green, more white. Midnight Guard is very good with Convoke. And it's just a good 3-drop in general, so let's take it. Alright, another Midnight Guard. There's also Blastfire Bolt if I wanted to build towards Naya, but I'm not sure I'm comfortable with Inferno Fist and Blastfire Bolt on the splash. They're probably not worth it, but Midnight Guard's great, so I can take a lot of those. Okay. Soulmender is good for Convoke. Undergrowth Scavenger is good with a self-mill plan, but typically green-white's not really into that. And I don't think Undergrowth Scavenger is all that good in green-white, mostly because white removal is like exile effects like Pillar and banishing card I always forget. But Soulmender is good with Convoke, and it's early enough where we could still see some Ajani's Pride Mates, which make them a little more playable too. Well, I could go 3 deep on Midnight Guard, or take the Marked by Honor. I think I'll take the Midnight Guard. The great thing about green-white is typically there's a lot of Convoke. I mean, you get the Living Totems and Siege Worms, Triplicate Spirits, stuff like that. So I feel like there's a lot of good positive use for Midnight Guard. I'm going to hate the Fester Gloom now if we're going deeper into this plan. Just going to hate another Fester Gloom. Typically, those plans are best against our kind of deck, so... Well, we're getting a bunch of black picks. That might be... There might be something to that. A lot of late black picks, but... I mean, I'd still like to make green-white work, if possible. Yeah, like here's our Siege Worm, which I think I'm just taking. Skirmisher is good too, but Siege Worm's just going to be really good with our triple Midnight Guard. It's going to be a lot of reward for convoking in this deck. Especially if we can pick up some tokens. So I like Siege Worm probably the most in a green-white deck. I don't know if that's a bold statement or not. I don't think it is. Alright, Feral Incarnation, also going to be really good with the Midnight Guard. Living Totem as well, but I'm comfortable taking the Incarnation here. It's a nice finisher plan. I'm not entirely sure I could hope to wheel it. It's also very good with Sunblade Elf. If we can pick up some token effects, Feral Incarnation becomes very, very strong. It's an excellent finisher. So I think I'm going to take that over the Living Totem and the Swift Claw. Okay, we have Shaman of Spring here, Warden of the Beyond, but we don't have any exile effects currently. Still, Warden is good with Convoke, because you can technically attack and still Convoke your guys out. But 2/2s for 3, not typically the best, whereas Shaman of Spring draws us a card and helps us Convoke as well. So I think actually Shaman of Spring is going to be the pick. If I was guaranteed to pick up some pillars, I'd probably take the Warden, since it also has good synergies with Convoke, but Shaman of Spring seems better. Ephemeral Shields is fine, but I don't know. I think at this point I'd rather just pick up some value cards. Alright, good choices here. So I think we want the Elvish Mystic. It's just going to work better for ramping into our good, very good late game cards. Paragon is fine. Sungrace Pegasus is good, but yeah, we're going to take Mystic, get some nice ramp. Okay, so options here, Hunt the Weak and Netcaster Spider. I actually like Hunt the Weak in this deck a lot. I like the Spider too, but our 3-drops are just perfect for Hunt the Weak. Really powerful with those. And then not to mention all of our big fatties at the end. So definitely like Hunt the Weak in this deck. I think it's very good. I'm comfortable taking a second Living Totem. We're going to want some more early game, but that's no problem. Plummet, fine sideboard card. Into the Void, powerful blue card, but yeah, Living Totem is also very good with Hunt the Weak. We have a lot of 2/3s, which are really nice. Okay, here I could take the Divine Favor just to do something early. Still fine with the Hunt the Weak, buys some time. We don't really need any more finishers, and I don't know if we need the Back to Nature yet. It's not bad, but we may actually play the Divine Favor main deck, so I'm going to take it. Okay, so options now are Charging Rhino, Venom Sliver. I think we've got enough finishers. Charging Rhino otherwise would be good, but I'm digging the Venom Sliver here, helping us Convoke as well as holding down the fort early, and in a pinch 2-for-1 ourselves with a Hunt the Weak to take care of any threat. Not the best, but sometimes you gotta do that. Let's take the Radiant Fountain. Still have a chance out of our last pack to pick up a Pride Mate, which is gonna help justify Soulmender, so let's take the Fountain, not necessarily main decking it. None of these cards bug me too much. I think we'll take the Goblin. I mean, Statute of Denial is annoying too, but Goblin can be pretty good. Alright, Solemn Offering's great, so we'll take that. Now we've got a good sideboard option at our disposal. I think Tinker is better than Assistant, although Assistant is good for the self-mill value deck. Alright, I think we'll hate the... Although Witch's Familiar is not that great against us. Necrobite's probably better. Witch's Familiar would be better against us if we were aggressive, but we're not very aggressive at all. We're pretty much stall and kill with some nice in-game plan. Sunblade Elf and a bunch of creatures, or Scuttling, Siege Worm, Feral Incarnation. I like our finisher plan. In pack 3 here, we really just need to pick up a better early game plan, and we'll be fine. Some more defensive stuff, some more, utility stuff. I wouldn't mind a Pride Maiden here with the Divine Favor and the Soul Mender. More Elvish Mystics. Raise the Alarm. Token spells would be great. Triplicate Spirits, of course, but that goes without saying. Okay, well, Hushwing Griff's in here, but we got the Pride Mate, so I think we're going to take that. Invasive Species is good with the Totems and the Shaman of Spring, but I actually like the Pride Mate in here now. It's pretty strong, can be a really nice 2-drop for us, so I like it. And Hushwing Griff is fine, but do we have... Yeah, it turns off our Living Totems and our Shaman of Spring, so I'd rather have the Pride Mate. I like it. I never get a chance to do the Pride Mate either. Selfless Cathar is pretty good. Satyr Wayfinder is okay. Finds us lands. I'm a big Selfless Cathar fan in general. Works well in here because of the convoking and works well with the token card. Helps justify some of our 1-drop creatures a little bit more. I just like Selfless Cathar. Some people probably like the Wayfinder here more. I'm just a huge fan of this card. I think it's fantastic. It really turns attacking and blocking situations into combat math that can be very difficult for opponents to play around, so I'm a big fan. Reclamation Sage seems totally appropriate here. A lot of main deckable artifacts and enchantments in this format, so it's nice to have this utility card for that reason. Jeez. Nightfire Giant still in here. That's pretty bad news for us, but can take a second Selfless Cathar. We can also take Invasive Species at this point. The species is good enough, I would say. Sage, Double Totem, Shaman of Spring, Hunt the Weak. That's good enough reason for me to take the species. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. Runeclaw Bear seems fine, more early game. We've already got a Solemn Offering out of sideboard, so alright. Bear. Raise the Alarm, great pickup here. As said earlier, Sunblade Elf, Siege Worm, Incarnation. Plenty of good stuff to do with Raise the Alarm. So that can be our 23rd card, and then we can start cutting stuff if we see better. Yeah, Pillar of Light. I want one of these for sure. So we're going to find something to cut for that. I guess I can cut Divine Favor. Works with the Pride Mate, but so does Soul Mender. So I don't think we need that. And Pillar is just a great removal spell. Ephemeral Shields, I think, is a little less necessary in here. Like, they get punished if they kill Doom Engine, and Siege Worm I would like to protect, but I don't have to play Ephemeral Shields to protect that. I feel like the rest of our creatures are pretty expendable. I guess Sunblade Elf would be a nice one to protect, but I'd rather have Pillar. I can take a second Solemn Offering. I can also take Marked by Honor, which is good. I don't mind Marked by Honor, but I don't think I'm cutting anything for it. I like everything we're main decking already. I could cut like a Runeclaw Bear or something for it, but Bear is pretty good in this format. We do have a ton of creatures, so I could see wanting more tricks or removal or something, but I think I'm just going to take Solemn Offering for sideboard, so I can bring those in against a heavy, someone trying to do Ensoul Artifact, or somebody trying to do something with auras. Encrust, I guess, is pretty good. I think I'll hate the Path Mage. I'm not going to play a second Soul Mender, so I'll hate a Path Mage. Negate stops our Incarnation, stops Hunt the Weak, stops Pillar, stops Raise the Alarm. I'm not going to play Razorfoot Griffin, although it is a good card. don't think our deck needs it. I'd rather have the Shaman. I'd rather get some card draw. Let's hate the negate. Void Snare is not that great against us. We don't really, I mean, could pump something, or could bounce something that we've pumped up a little bit with totems, but I'm not really concerned about any of these. I think I'm going to hate the Blood Host. Alright, I've lost a Lava Axe before, so I'll hate that. Take this and that. Alright, so this is our deck, and I think it looks pretty good. A little bit short on removal, but we did get Pillar and Hunt the Weak. I guess that's it. So this deck could have used some more removal, but I really do. We look pretty beat down, actually, or at least like we're going to stay busy playing creatures. Didn't get any triplicate spirits, but we did get a Raise the Alarm. If you count up our creature cards, or creature, spells, we have a ton. We have like 21 creatures in here. So this deck, very short on removal, but I think it's still pretty good. I think I still want to do Soulmender in here. Something to bounce with invasive species at the very least. Reclamation Sage is kind of removal. This deck looks alright. I think, we're short on removal, which is going to be an issue in some matches, but if we can power out some big fatties before they power out, a mythic we can't deal with, and most mythics mythic creatures at least, we can take care of with Pillar. So we've got outs to big dudes, just not very many. And we're more green than white. I don't think I want to do 10-7. I think I'd rather do 9-8. Let me look again. Yeah, I think we want 9-8. Overall, I do like the deck. I think it's cool. Can definitely do some damage. Short on removal only is the only major issue I have with it. Other than that, looks fine to me. So we'll run it like this, and I'll see you guys round 1.